And it's live. Hey guys, Goggsy here, and welcome back to our third instalment of the Scottish Cup weekend on Pass the Mic. Today we've been joined by Stevie and Stefan. How's it going, lads?
Good.
Not too bad.
Fantastic. So earlier on, of course, we were live for the 3 p.m. games in which we saw a fantastic Motherwell victory, 5-0. I mean,
come on.
High fives all round. But being serious, fair play to Formerton United. I mean, they ran us close for the first half hour, and when we've played Highland League teams before, we've been 2-0 up within 10 minutes or so. So they ran us really close up until the point that we scored our first goal, and then after that, as you'd expect, the floodgates sort of opened. But on the other hand, we've had quite a lot of results in. So in about 5 minutes, I'll read through what's already happened so far in the Scottish Cup. But first of all, let's have a look at the comments. Hello, Sean, Joseph, Kai's here. Hello, Napper's mum. How's it going? Happy Easter. Who does everyone want tomorrow in the draw? Anyone that's in the Premiership.
Cool. Right.
Anyone at home, but that's not Rangers or Celtic. That's it. All right, Martin, how's it going? Paisley, I've already read that. Hello, Don. Joseph, you should already know by now not to spoil scores. I won't spoil the game for you. Right, okay. Stevie, who do you fancy in the draw tomorrow?
Anyone that's not Celtic or Rangers away.
Away?
I'd take obviously Celtic are yet to play, you expect them to win the night. But I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not just saying this because you're here, Stefan, but I think with the way Celtic have played this season, I quite fancy them for Park, to be honest.
I mean, Celtic have been to Fir Park once or twice already this season, maybe once, but I wouldn't be I wouldn't be fancying Celtic. But then again, Celtic's form has been up and down, so you never know.
We've got too many Celtic fans in our squad.
That's all just conspiracy theories, I think.
You saw Stephen O'Donnell's failed attempt at a jump for a header before El Yunusi scored.
Right. Well, alright, we'll leave that there.
But Paisley Rab says, I'm a St Mirren fan and I'd like to see us be... No. I still get PTSD.
Nah, you beat us last season, just stay away.
I think that would be a great game, to be fair.
Aye, for the neutral. Wouldn't it be good for my ticker?
The 4-each game still lives in my thoughts every night before I go to bed. Dylan Moore says, on the well. Aye, very appropriate. Goggsy owes us all eggs. All right, okay. Connor Salmon masterclass incoming, says stay off the candies, mate.
Is that the Pro Evolution Soccer version of Connor Salmon? Mind they used to spell the names wrong because they didn't have the licenses. That's what that's like. But no, I'm interested to hear Stefan's thoughts on the game tonight.
Yeah. Let's hand over to Stefan.
Well, I've got my whole pre-match report here, so what I'll do is I'll read through that and then I'll give my thoughts on what I expect to see. But Celtic take on Falkirk in tonight's third round tie of the William Hill Scottish Cup. Celtic come on into this one off of the back of the international break, which saw several top players off playing in the qualification campaign for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Before the international break, though, Celtic drew 1-1 with newly crowned champions of Scotland Rangers. This for them will be the perfect game to get back into action with. Also, as we know, Celtic captain Scott Brown has announced that he will be leaving the club in the summer to take up a player coach role at Aberdeen, so the importance of the Scottish Cup really can't be taken for granted here. It's one that Celtic, I think, will want to win to send the captain off with a sort of a good vibe. Falkirk on this day, they come in off the back of a 2-0 win away to Peterhead. The League One leaders start as massive underdogs against the Glasgow Giants, but manager David McCracken is in a bullish mood ahead of the third round encounter. He said, "We are looking forward to the game. It's an opportunity for a lot of the boys who haven't played at Parkhead or been involved against a team of the stature and really to go and express themselves." Could a cup set be on the on the cards? But we'll need to see. The teams for tonight's game: in goal is Scott Bain for Celtic, a back four of John Joe Kenny, Christopher Ayer, Stephen Welsh, and Diego Laxalt. In the midfield, it's Christie, Brown, Turnbull, Rogic, and Forrest, and a sole striker up front in Lee Griffiths. The subs for Celtic are Barkas, Duffy, Taylor, Ralston, McGregor, Sorrell, Ilyanusi, Ayeti, and Edward. For Falkirk, it's Murch, Mercer, Miller, Dowds, Nielsen, Francis, Leach, Connor Salmon. I'm not sure how you pronounce this guy's name, but I think Devaney. I was going to say Devaney, but okay, Devaney, Fotheringham, and McClelland. And the subs are Cantley, Dixon, Hall, Alston, Kima, Gomez, Laverty, Telfer, and Miller. Tonight will hopefully be a good game for the neutral, and to it probably for both teams. And perhaps, as I said, maybe a cup set on the ties. What do you think about
that? First of all, I'd like to say, if I shut my eyes there after listening to Clyde Super Scoreboard, to be honest with you, that was very well done.
That was incredible.
Don't want to go to your head, but no, I'm kidding on. I think I fancy Celtic, Stefan. I'm really looking forward to watching David Turnbull. As I keep saying, I just think any chance I get to watch this guy play a game, I need to take it. But on the other hand, I'm not looking forward to watching Connor Salmon because he gave me many assaults when he played for Motherwell. I expect it to be tight for the first half an hour, but I think Celtic will score just before the break and then they'll come out in the second half, get a couple. I'll go 3-0 Celtic.
And I'm going to go for a comfortable 3-0 victory as well, actually. I was thinking about going for 4, but I thought, no, they'll just keep it to 3, I think. The finals in May, James, Aaron O'Neill says 2-0 Falkirk. This was Joseph's copying us, Stevie. What are you saying, Stefan?
I think for me, as I say, it's a great game for Celtic to sort of come back to competitive action with. The international break, from a Scotland point of view, was okay. They're second in the group, but to come back into watching club football, there's nothing like it. And this game, I'm not sure. I'm confident that Celtic will win. I think they have too much star power within their squad. The only name in the Falkirk team that I recognise is Connor Salmon. I don't know if that's through his footballing ability or through his Pizza Express advertising ability. I'm not sure. But I would expect Celtic to win maybe 4 or 5-0. But we'll need to wait and see. Would I be surprised if Celtic rocked up tonight and Falkirk turned them over? No, I wouldn't. Just because of the form this season has been horrendous. You look at the games against Sparta Prague, where Celtic get, the word I use here is annihilated. So, teams have come to Celtic Park this season and turned them over. Ross County did it. So yeah, could be an interesting one.
Patrick McComiskey, no Gomez starting for Falkirk tonight, so that'll be interesting to see how they plan on dealing with the likes of David Turnbull in midfield. But I'm all for it. Just looking forward to it.
David Turnbull will score tonight.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. David Turnbull's a cracking player. Celtic picking him up from Motherwell for what I think it was 3 million.
Yeah.
Is a bargain in the modern day game. Motherwell could have held for more money, in my opinion, but he's just a sensational footballer. And the thing about him is he allows the person in front of him. I think he makes them a better player with the way he plays. Just sensational that they've got him, and I don't expect him to be at Celtic for too long. Maybe another season or two. But this guy's going right to the top, and how he never got a Scotland call up, I don't know.
Let's not talk about that because it gets me really, really angry and really, really animated.
I mean, people laughed at me for saying Motherwell should be holding out for at least 5 or 6 million for Turnbull at the time. But what do I know?
In my opinion, Stefan, what do you think of this? I think he has the potential to be world class.
No, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. You know, there's something about him that excites me as a football fan. Now, I seen him at Motherwell. I was told great things about him from a few Motherwell supporting friends about how good he was. See, seeing him, it tells you, like, someone can tell you how good a player is, but see, until you see them, you don't believe it. But I was seeing and believing what I was being told. So now I would not be surprised if he went on to be world class. I think we're really missing a world class Scotland player. We've not had one in a wee while. So it wouldn't surprise me.
It kind of it's as if he modelled his game off De Bruyne. That's the impression I get from him.
Yeah. I mean, De Bruyne, man.
Obviously, I'm not putting him on the same level as De Bruyne, but that's who he tries to play like anyway, I think.
Yeah, not a bad guy to sort of model your game after.
No.
Joe P says Turnbull isn't going to shag you, lads.
We can only hope, Joe. Do you know what I mean? We can always try. Okay, come on.
Don says that he reckons Campbell will join Turnbull soon.
I'm
not a fan of that comment at all.
I don't know. I like Alan Campbell. I think he's a great wee player. But if I was wanting to take one player from the Scottish Premiership, it would be Lewis Ferguson at Aberdeen, to be honest.
Crossing the divide.
Because I don't know what it is. I think he's just a great player. He has been a great player for Aberdeen for a long time, and he's a player that you don't want to see going to your rivals. So I would quite like Celtic to pick him up, depending who the new manager is next season. I would quite like that.
I understand what you're saying there. He is a great player, Stefan, but for me, I think with Scott Brown leaving, I know you get Sorrow that can come in and do the job, right? I think Alan Campbell is a ready-made replacement for Scott Brown. That's how good I think he is. He's got that side to his game. He's got that energy, that dig. Got a goal in him as well. Yeah, he's quality, mate. He really is, and I'm not just saying that because he plays for Motherwell. He's fantastic.
I think that's going to be a thing for a lot of Celtic fans. Is Scott Brown is virtually irreplaceable to the Celtic squad, and people are going to be expecting someone to come in and fill those shoes. For me, those shoes are too big to be filled. He's left a legacy at Celtic that he's up there with guys like Billy McNeil. He's probably the second greatest captain in the club's history. It's going to take a lot for someone to come in, and if I'm being honest, I don't see Alan Campbell being that figure. But if it was to happen, I would give him, my full backing, because if we could get another player like Scott Brown, Celtic would be set for the next decade.
Yeah, I think that's what you're needing. You're needing someone that's going to step in. You're sort of guaranteed that sort of. He's going to be there for longevity. I think that's the key word in what I'm trying to say. Because Scott Brown was there for how long?
14 years, I think. 14 years? Coming to an end.
My earliest memory of Scott Brown was when he tore us apart at Far Park when Hibs beat us 6-1. Don't know if you remember that game, Stevie.
I do. I've tried to
Ivan Sproul.
I've tried to erase it from memory.
What a player he was, Ivan Sproul. Man, he terrorised defences in this league.
I just want to touch on that comment for Robbie B, Turnbull, Armstrong, and Tomlin would be a class midfield. You cannot take John McGinn out that Scotland midfield.
Absolutely.
No,
you can't. You cannot.
In my opinion,
he's different gravy.
Armstrong.
Yeah, I would begin in for Armstrong, and I would say that would be how frightening a midfield would that be? Turnbull, McGinn, and McTominay.
McTominay, and I've said this on a few podcasts that I've been on, but he is a Rolls Royce of a footballer. I think it took him 2 games in the international break to pass a ball to the opposition player. He just does not give the ball away that often. Sensational player.
Sorry, Stefan. Sorry, I nearly butted in there, mate. But he goes unnoticed because of how quietly he goes about his business, I think.
No, I agree with that.
He's a sort of unsung hero on the park. Basically like Darren Fletcher was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stefan, I'm just about to kick. I've just paused it because I'm about to kick off. So when you kick off, let me know.
No, that's fine. The Falkirk players are just walking up to the dot. So I call it the dot. I don't know what you call it, the centre circle.
The centre circle. That's it. I'm with that Kennedy doing the fist bump, and now I'm seeing the Celtic huddle. Yeah, Stefan, what do you think? I'm a bit behind, but I don't mind about that. But Stefan, what do you think of the Celtic huddle? I've never asked someone this, but what do you think of it?
I think it's something that they've had for a long period of time, and I like tradition, so I would keep it. I think it's a sort of, you don't see it a lot in modern football. It's just a way to obviously fire up the players and get that last sort of team talk in before you go and play. So no, I'm all for it. I don't think seeing Celtic not do it would be strange to me, to be honest.
Because for me, I would just be like right, boys. If I was the opposing gaffer, I'd be like, right, lads, just make sure you're taking kickoff first, and it doesn't matter if they're not ready. Just take kickoff quickly and just run up the park and score. Is there a problem if they're starting 1-0 down?
Nah, man. I just it's tradition. Let Stefan stays in it.
I don't think it would be Celtic without it. It would be very strange. The last thing I want to see, and I love modern football, but that's a terrible touch there from Celtic player. But the last thing I want, is Celtic to conform to new sort of not doing huddles, and I think it's something that's needed. And I love modern football, but as I say, you don't see it a lot now.
I know it's part of team bonding as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a way to fire up, just before the game. The last sort of expletives to use to fire people up. It's a good thing, in my opinion.
Yeah. We'll have a look at some comments while the game's kicked off. Liz Ferguson barely affects any game he's in. 17-year-old Calvin Ramsey made him look like an amateur beside him today. Wow.
That's a strong opinion.
That's a statement and a half.
Statement.
Sorry, I obviously I didn't see the game today, but I'm not sure I agree with that, to be honest.
I wouldn't.
We're all entitled to an opinion. I didn't even watch the game either because I was getting some stuff ready for the forthcoming stream. Because nobody in the chat was interested in the 12 o'clock kickoff.
I caught the second half. I got up in time to see the second half. And to be honest with you, all right, you might not have had the best of games today, but I think to come out and say that he doesn't affect any game he's in is a bit strong. I think he's a terrific player.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Stevie. It feels weird to be agreeing with you, I have to say. Normally, before we've done broadcast before, we would disagree, and it was great content. Now all of a sudden we're here agreeing, and it feels strange. Celtic playing the ball forward there. I tell you what, there's been a couple of loose touches in this game from Celtic players, which is irritating to see. That's one thing I hate about football, is a player not being able to control the ball comfortably and almost forfeiting possession. It's not great.
Do you think a couple of them will be a bit rusty after the international break? I mean, it should be, but
I don't think they should be. The amount of times players train throughout the week, and even when international breaks are going on, and the players that have been away in international breaks, you would expect them to keep their level of fitness up and their sort of ball management up. So I don't know. Plus, they get paid a lot of money, so they really should be keeping on top of things.
Yeah. John Knox says, "Can you tell me what Lewis Ferguson does well as a footballer?"
Scores goals, gets assists. He's not afraid to tackle either. He's pretty much an all-rounder for me.
He's like your sort of advanced playmaker.
Yeah, he is. As Stevie says, he contributes a lot, whether it be a goals, assists, and he loves a tackle. So I know people will obviously disagree, but I do. I think he's a fantastic young player, and one that can definitely go to a bigger club in Scotland, or maybe down in England in the Championship, up to the higher Championship, up towards the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. Don says thoughts on Nathan McGinley today. I thought he played well. He's not had that much time this season to sort of play like regular first team football because he gets the odd injury or whatnot. But I thought he was definitely one of our better signings that we made this season.
I really like Nathan McGinley.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a shame we've got Jake Carroll as well, so it's a very competitive left back position for us, which is good because we haven't had that since Stevie Hamill. But today I thought he played quite well. I thought he was lucky not to get booked in the first half with that tackle on the former Arsenal United player. But yeah, I thought it was a solid game from him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that assessment.
But then again, it's not really much looking on a first league versus. Oh, hello, Loudmouth. How's it going?
Thank you, Matthew.
All right, Nielsen out. Nice to hear from you, mate. Hope you're doing well.
I hope you're good. But just above that, the comment from Paisley Rab, would I have McGrath at Motherwell? I'd take McGrath in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie McGrath, I think he's a good player.
I don't really focus in on St Mirren that much. Like, I watch St Mirren when we play them, but I mean, McGrath is one of the only players I've really noticed, like when we've been watching St Mirren. So, absolutely. I mean, McGrath is that sort of creative midfielder that I think we're missing since Turnbull left. I mean, we have Polworth, but Polworth's hardly... Has Polworth kicked a ball since he got sent off at Pittodrie?
I don't think so. I don't think he's kicked a ball all season anyway.
Nah, he's been poor.
He's been poor this season, to be fair.
Last season, I thought he was one of our best players.
Aye. Even at points last season, though, there was times when they could go missing.
Yeah.
What do you make of this start, Stefan?
It's been a good start. Other than the touches of the ball from some Celtic players, it's been good. James Forrest, he looks so strange with a beard. He looks sort of adult now compared to he used to look like a child with that beard. But he just swung a ball in there. I can't be disappointed with how they're playing. They're controlling the game well. Just hopefully a goal will come pretty soon as the ball's launched into the box, but it's way over. But yeah, I can't grumble. It'd be a different story if Falkirk were sort of all over Celtic, but yeah, from a Celtic perspective, you can't be too bemused.
Looking on that comment from Paisley Rab, I always find it weird when supporters of other teams say, "Would you take one of our players at your team?" I'm like, "Well, are you offering him?"
I just had a roundabout way of asking, would you think him as a player?
I mean,
you know what I mean?
What have we got to compare to McGrath? Polworth, but Polworth's been poor this season, really poor this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't even offer him a contract extension. He's been that bad.
Would you keep Stephen O'Donnell?
Yes.
Yeah, I would have to be in agreement with that.
I know.
Sods has been average, but I don't think we can get better than average at right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At the moment, in terms of because Sods was a free agent.
I was surprised about that. Good ball in there. Yeah, I was surprised at that when he left Kilmarnock. He's not a player that should ever have left as a free agent, and Kilmarnock will feel sort of aggrieved that he did because he could have got some good money for him.
Criminal. They let him leave for free. I couldn't believe it. He never found a club either. Because that's how he ended up at us. Because he hadn't we signed him, but August near towards
He was
September.
training at Hamilton.
And he was training at Hamilton, and he didn't have a club, and then we signed him. I was pretty bemused by it.
I was very surprised that it was Liam Grimshaw that left Motherwell for.
He's not left. He's still at the club.
there.
Who was it that left and went to St Mirren?
Richard Tate.
Richard Tate. So it was, sorry, not Grimshaw. Richard Tate. Sorry. I was very surprised when he left the club and went to St Mirren because, no offence, in terms. Good shot there. In terms of that was David Turnbull, Stephen.
I know.
In terms when you think of it, Motherwell are a bigger club than St Mirren. Okay, they've maybe not shown it this season, but for Richard Tate to sort of go down to St Mirren was a little bit of a strange one for me. No offence to St Mirren.
I think it's because of the money.
Yeah, we offered him a deal, and he was happy. He was going to sign it, and then we lowered the money like a day before he was about to sign, and then he just went nah. Which I mean, for his personal perspective, that's fair enough. You've got a family to provide for at the end of the day.
That was nearly a goal for Celtic there. Very unlucky from Lee Griffiths.
It's a terrific cutback from the man again.
Yeah, that is great play there. That is just agonisingly wide. Celtic, unlucky there. Falkirk, very, very fortunate. That looked like one off the training ground, Gogsy.
John, you can whip out stats and you can claim that there were penalties, right? Which, alright, they were. But you've still got to stick penalties in the back of the net.
I'm pretty sure he won about 3 of those penalties as well. Because you've got one of them against Celtic. Like, he scored 2 penalties in one game against Celtic. But I did. But he that game against Celtic, the 3-each game, he was the best player in that pack.
Yeah,
I was nearly a goal there for Celtic with James Forrest. It kind of appeals now, doesn't it? That it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Before Celtic score.
He's unfortunate there. The keeper makes a good save. I'm seriously, I just cannot get used to seeing James Forrest with a beard that is honestly the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
From a Scotland perspective as well. It's good to see him back because he's a player that can give us something a little different. I know we've got Ryan Fraser who's quite similar, but they could play one side and one on the other now. And
who would you take out of the Scotland squad to bring James Forrest in?
It's a good question.
There's a few players.
It's a good question. I mean, I quite like the idea that Shea Adams and Fraser like kind of through the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And I would maybe take London Dykshaw. I know he offers you height, but I don't think he did much.
Yeah, I don't think I would take him out of the team. I think he would be great to bring on as a sub.
No, I'd have him in the squad. I just thought you meant starting 11. Sorry.
No, sorry, I was seeing what was happening there. Yeah, sorry, I meant like if there was, I should have said squad. It sounds as if I meant the starting 11. I just meant like all the players that have been called up, maybe bar Shea Adams and Kevin Nisbet, maybe weren't a part of that team that got to the Euros. So I'm just trying to think if there was anyone within the squad that you would take out in a whole to bring James Forrest in. Bernie, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't know what it is about Ollie McBurney. Don't get me wrong, he took a great penalty in Serbia, but the man has had so many chances to score his first goal for Scotland, and it just hasn't happened. Look at the game, was it against Slovakia, and he missed maybe 1 or 2 sitters. He's definitely one I'd be taking out.
One moment of play that sums up McBurney for me was against Cyprus when he was brought on. He was played through on goal, and he slowed down and looked for a pass.
Oh my, yeah.
Yeah. He always seems to slow. He always seems to slow everything down all the time for me. It's just gets to him. The move stops dead almost.
People were saying, "Oh, he's doing great here. He's holding the ball in the corner. Yes, this is great. This is what you want. It's shithousery they call it." And okay, I can accept that, but see, from my striker, I want him to score goals, not hold the ball in the corner
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
the ball goes out for a corner.
It's a winger's job to hold the ball in the corner. Or an attacking midfielder. You're still wanting the striker to be in the box for the inevitable cross.
Yeah.
Especially with the height of McBurney. DJ Vass says thoughts of the 5-0. Well, I don't know. I'm not looking for Motherwell to be back on form this season. I'm just wanting us to get a couple more wins on the board, and that's it. I don't care if we lose 4 of the 5 games as long as we finish 10th or above. Now,
I don't care if we lose all 5 and still stay up by a point. As long as we're still in the Premiership next season, then that's all that matters.
I was going to ask this question earlier, and I said it on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like I jinxed Motherwell when I said it. But I said I can't see Motherwell going down now. I think they were at the point 6 or 7 points ahead of, whoever was in 10th place, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, "There's no chance they're going down." Then they get, I can't remember who they faced, but it was at Kilmarnock. 4-1. They get done, and you're thinking, right, okay, it's tight now. I still don't think they will go down. I think it could go to the last day, and I think it will be very tight though.
I just hope we get that win as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To Stefan, because the longer it goes, I mean, you've seen it with Hibs. I'm sure Hibs done a similar thing.
Yeah.
They ended up in the
lost
playoff.
5 of the last games.
So it can happen, but just feels hoping that it doesn't.
It's a decent effort from Ryan Christie there.
I was just about to say, there's Ryan Christie showing how good he is at rugby again.
Aye.
Played in the goal.
He's such a great player, but he's such a frustrating player to watch. We get he can score goals from long range, but give a break, man.
I think that's the main difference between Turnbull and Christie for me, is that Turnbull will hit the target 9 times out of 10, whereas Christie will miss the target 9 times out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's the way they actually strike the ball. Like most of the time, it's when Christie leans back.
Yeah. Aye.
See that there? He leaned back before he was lining up to hit it. Hamilton relegated Hibs.
Yeah. I remember that, the penalty shootout.
I was raging at that. Well, not raging. From the point of view where I don't like plastic parks in the league, I was annoyed. But I think ultimately Hamilton deserved to come up, and Hibs deserved what they got that day. But was it Jason Cummins? Did they not do like a funny chip or something?
Tried to Panenka, did they not?
Yeah.
Or was that in the Scottish Cup where they did that?
That was in the Scottish Cup.
I thought it was in the Scottish Cup where they did that, and they missed. They got away with it.
I'm sure he missed a penalty that day, did he not?
He missed it, but I don't know if he Panenka it. He definitely missed it.
He Panenka it over the bar against Dundee United.
That's so it was. It was Dundee United. I remember that. But I mean, again though, on that day, Hibs did deserve what they got from Hamilton, and thanks to them, we've now stuck with plastic parks in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Does that? I don't know what you guys think, but do the plastic parks annoy you?
I hate them.
I'm not bothered by it anymore. Like, I mean, I'd prefer it if there was consistency in the league. Like, if we all have to play in plastic, that's fine. Just give everyone a plastic park. If we all have to play in grass, give us a grass park.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be up to the SFA to basically help out these clubs that need help with the grass pitch.
Goggsy, here's a question then. You say you became used to it. When can you remember the last time you seen a good game on a plastic pitch?
Oh, you never get a good game on a plastic pitch. You can't play football on a plastic pitch. You have to play the long ball.
For me, they should be. I don't mind them at the grassroots level because in pro youth setups, because I know that they're good weather-wise and it'll stop pitches getting frozen, etc. But
every time I play a game of football, it's usually on a plastic pitch. But like the one time like the last game of football I played was on a grass pitch, and I had the game of my life. It was great, but I prefer grass, but like I'm so used to playing on AstroTurf now. I'm just like, well, shrug shoulders.
I was just about to say something, and they've just done it. But that's what they need to do more of. Celtic, a lot of their plays been intricate and in tight wee pockets. They need to get in behind the defence and allow players like Rogic and Turnbull and Christie to play those kind of passes that you just seen, because Griffiths and Forrest have got the pace to burn in behind. So I don't understand why they were trying to play it quite intricately between them. Just stretch them.
I don't get me wrong, I like the intricate play. It's great, but I don't think it suits Celtic. I think Celtic need to use the pace of, as you say, of Forrest. By the way, say that again.
I thought Griffiths was onside there.
Yeah, he was onside. I was about to say that he was miles onside. I think that referee needs to check his arm and go to Specsavers, because he was onside there. I don't. I think VAR's a discussion that we're going to have till we're blue in the face, but it's one of those that's never going to come to Scottish football.
No,
we don't even have goal line technology yet.
In the Scottish Cup, do we not?
I've just got it. Do you know what I mean? How long did that take?
Yeah.
Nice to see Lee Griffiths doing his best impersonation of Brian Christie versus Israel.
That was unlucky there from Celtic. It feels like a matter of time, Stevie. Celtic knocking on the door here, that it's not going to be long before they burst through it.
I don't know. I don't remember Falkirk having a touch in the Celtic half.
No, I'm
I remember some misplaced pass by a tall bald guy that I don't know the name of.
Did he used to play for Motherwell by any chance?
I think he did.
Oh my god. David Turnbull, he should have used that. I don't know who it was.
I know. He's done terrific to break up the play as well.
Yeah, he should have used the man that he had to his left-hand side, but he was unlucky there. That shot, it took a deflection, so it was look, it could have been on target, but yeah, he's unlucky there. Do you know, this hasn't been this hasn't been as exciting as the Elgin Air game I had. You know, I think I'd have beat 3 goals by this point. You know, what a game that was. Far more exciting.
Nah, I don't really look at these as games. This is really a training session. To be honest, Celtic just waiting to.
It's all a case. For Christie again, man. That I'm not a Celtic fan. I'm getting frustrated by watching him play.
Yeah, he's a frustrating player. Do you know what? See, on his day, he can have a really good game as Falkirk take the ball to the line there. Good play from Meyer. On his day, he's a phenomenal player. But oh my god, it's like everyone at Celtic this season, he's not had his day on a consistent occasion. So
it'll be interesting to see if it is Eddie Howe that's going to be the manager, which is heavily rumoured now. If Christie will be in his plans for next season.
I heard last week that on Tuesday that it would be Eddie Howe, and I was hesitant to tweet something, and then obviously the reports in the last maybe 48 hours have picked up a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm glad that I was told that it could be the guy, but yeah, I can't see Christie being in his plans from this season's point of view, because he's just not had a good enough season. He's been frustrating to watch.
Mm-hmm. What about that appointment then, if it is him?
I would take Eddie Howe. I think I tweeted last night saying that it was oh my days. How's I missed that? Good save for the keeper there. I tweeted last night saying that it would be a forward-thinking, progressive decision from the Celtic hierarchy, one that we've not seen from Celtic in a good couple of years since Brendan Rodgers came to the club. So yeah, I would be happy with it. He did well with Bournemouth. He got them from the lower leagues to the Premier League, and then kept them ninth in their upcut, like their first season up. Yeah, he's a guy that I would definitely like to have at the helm. I'm not saying he'll be Brendan Rodgers, but I like the way he talks about football. He's got a clear passion for it, and it'll be nice to see how he sort of implements his idea if this does come off. But yeah, what a deal.
Edinburgh City will have a new 4G pitch at Meadowbank.
Oh, boy, I'm just sorry. I'm a wee bit ahead. I've just seen a replay of that Griffiths challenge in the box there, Steph. I'm waiting to see this. My telly jumped, so I don't know how long to pause it for, but I'll get it sorted for the second half. That was a penalty. That was a penalty kick for me.
I was just taking a drink of my water when I turned around and seen Griffiths fall. So I can't comment. I'll wait to see the replay at half time. But yeah, I'll hold my counsel on that one at the minute.
I'll have to refresh the screen here. I never got to see it. We'll probably see it at half time. Yeah, we've got a live stream. We're watching it on Premier Sports, mate. Hi, Carrots. Good. It was a good result for Motherwell. I mean, you expect to beat Highland League opposition. I'm just glad we got out of the way.
I'm just glad that we scored quite a few goals as well.
Why was there a Scottish team that at a decent professional level that didn't beat a Highland team?
Apparently there was.
Hearts. I think it was Hearts.
I think it was Hearts. You know how difficult it can be playing against a team that's 3 or 4 divisions below you, depending on what team you are.
By the way, I cannot believe that Christoph Breda has moved to the Rovers. I think he's done as a football player.
He's past it, man.
He's done, man.
He's a player that Hearts sort of heavily relied on for a good couple of years. I don't know what it was about Dando Stendel that didn't like Christoph Berra, but yeah, I think he's finished as a footballer. He's going to Raith Rovers from Hearts. That you're not coming back up from that one.
No, definitely not. Rangers fans are laughing at the prospect of how, when they were the same team that hired a manager who barely had any managerial experience. I'm bored of that sort of point scoring thing. I'm not interested in that conversation.
See, the thing is, Goggsy, is Gerrard was a household name in terms of football players. Whether or not take your allegiances out of it, the guy was a phenomenal player. Unfortunate not to win a league with Liverpool as Celtic put the ball into the box there. Not win the league. But I don't like Rangers brought in a guy with no managerial experience and they're laughing at Eddie Howe. I've not seen anyone laugh at the prospect of Eddie Howe coming in.
No.
And if I do see it, it'll be someone that is not interested in football and is looking at it from a purely banter point of view. Because if you're seriously laughing at the prospect of Eddie Howe coming in to manage your rivals, you'll be in for a rude awakening. But I'm not interested in that kind of conversation, and I don't like it. I think it's part of the problem with Glasgow and football is the point scoring.
The point scoring annoys me.
It's horrendous.
Infuriates me. It's like in a playground, isn't it? This he said that, but she said this, but he said that first. Kind of a mentality.
I think it's just part of the rivalry, and it's not great from a.
I'm not part of it. I'll just say that.
It's so in your face now, though, with social media. Do you know what I mean?
Good thing is you can mute certain words on social media, and that's what I've done. I've muted the word Duffy and Shane, so that I never have to see anything about Shane Ritchie and I'm a Celebrity ever again.
Oh no.
That singer Duffy that had one hit.
Yeah, exactly. That Duffy. What was
She's been muted for ages.
Shove on the back. I don't know. Do you say that's a penalty? I don't know if you've seen it there, but
I've seen it. Yeah, I think it's.
Is it the one following the Laxalt cross?
Mm-hmm.
I put a tenner on David Turnbull to score first and Celtic to win 3-0, man.
Oh, that's a good ball across there.
310 quid. I'm just getting the fear because Celtic always seem to take him off. So it's like if he doesn't score in the first half, you're a bit.
I don't understand why Celtic take Turnbull off in the 60th.
Oh, that's a superb ball as well.
They did it with Rogic for the ages as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, Rogic he's a player that he's magical, but he blows out his backside on occasion. So I can see why they take him off. But David Turnbull's young; he shouldn't be that. It's a good ball in. I think you might be ahead of me, Goggsy.
I'm in the 30th minute now.
All right, yes, so am I. Maybe a couple of seconds.
Give it a take.
I really like that FALKIRK kit, by the way.
That's pretty nice.
It's one of the better ones that I've seen in a few years.
His delivery always beats the first man, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a breath of fresh air when he came into the Celtic squad and he took over from those duties from Ryan Christie, because you were, oh my god, Celtic are actually crossing a ball to a man in a box. What novelty is this?
Oliver Jones clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. He says Eddie Howe won't do much for Celtic this season. He's done nothing at Bournemouth.
So what did you expect him to do at Bournemouth?
Wait, Bournemouth with
Stefan's just listed what he did at Bournemouth. Finished 9th with them. Highest ever finish in the club's history.
He took them from League One to the Premiership within 2 years. Okay, you think he's done nothing? The league aim for a club like Bournemouth, who have a bigger capacity of any club in Scotland. But that's unlucky from Celtic.
Can I refute that? Motherwell have a higher capacity than Bournemouth.
You never let me finish what I was going to say.
All right.
I was getting to that. I was like, they've got a bigger capacity than for a club like they're not a big Premier League club, or they're not a Premier League club anymore, but they're not like one of the big teams that. They are quite big. They've got a bigger stadium than most teams in Scotland. But their main objective is to stay up. When they were in the Premier League, it was to stay up. And when they came in 2015, he kept them up consistently for 4 years until they went down last season. So to say he's done nothing it's a bold statement to make, but it's also a barefaced lie.
It's a wrong statement.
That's the sort of comment you get in Clayton for scoreboards.
It is. Sorry, Oliver, but yeah.
And also to keep them up for so long, like he did, compared to the sort of budget that everyone else would have.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He had a big budget. That's good. He's unlucky there. They had a big budget for a club of Bournemouth size, but he was great at scouting for young players and developing players. So I think there's a lot he could do at Celtic.
He was good with homegrown players as well.
Like,
because most of the Bournemouth team was English, and whereas you'll see so many foreign talent coming in to other clubs, whereas they just worked with youth.
Yep. Just seeing Scott Brown play a switch there. And do you think his technical ability goes under the radar? Because he is technically good. Do you know what I mean? You don't play amount of games he is for Celtic if you're just a guy who can tackle and get yourself a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Scott, he's a great player. He's not had a great season this season, but there's I struggle to think of a better sort of Scottish player in terms of Brown's style to come into Celtic in the last good while. He's been a stalwart for good reason. Celtic again just cannot break this door down. Just changing subject a wee bit, I think Billy makes a great point there about how being a fantastic young manager, and he makes a good point about the Goldfish Bowl that is Glasgow. But when you look at Brendan Rodgers managed to handle it, I think Eddie Howe will be fine with the Goldfish Bowl mentality of Glasgow. Just need to wait and see if it comes off.
He'll know what he's coming into.
Yeah.
He'll be speaking to other managers that have worked up there, up here. Like, no one goes into a job not knowing what they've signed up for. In terms of management, like they all speak to each other. They've all done courses together. Like for example, I spoke to Paul Lawson who did his B license with Marvin Bartley. Like it's a very tight network of football managers. Like they'll all know each other.
Oh, James Forrest twisting and turning. Unlucky that, or was it Forrest? Was it Christie?
That was Forrest.
Forrest. It looked like Forrest. Yeah, you make a great point, Gogsy. He'll be aware of what Glasgow is. He'll be aware of how big the job will be. I don't think he'll come in and underestimate it. If he comes in, that is. So yeah, I think he'll handle it fine.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Angus, how's it going? Done nothing at Bournemouth. Shut up. He's a good manager. What else is he going to do at a club that size? Still buzzing after last night. Yeah, Martin, still buzzing after Derby. Aberdeen will be worth a watch next season. That is yet to be seen.
Yeah, I know. And still, I think either way is intriguing.
I mean, I honestly don't know. I think it's going to happen from the terrace last night very well. Might be an exciting time for Aberdeen fans to come, but I think every other club will just be like monitoring the situation very lightly. Just be like, keep one eye on it because you have no idea what's going to be like with Aberdeen next season.
I think it'll be interesting for Aberdeen. I think to see Scott Brown go up there, whether or not he plays a prominent role in their midfield, I don't know, because obviously he's in as a player and a coach. But I think it'll be an interesting one to watch. I can't see them being as bad as they have been this season.
I fancy him to start the season, and then if he prefers the coaching side, pull himself away from it and just focus on the coaching side. That's what I think will happen.
Are you guys surprised that Brown decided to go to Aberdeen?
Yes.
I mean,
it surprised me a lot when I first heard it, but the more I talk about it, the more I think it makes sense that he's like, well, okay, I didn't achieve the 10 in a row. What else can I achieve at Celtic?
I agree.
Yeah, I think you make a fantastic point there, Gogsy. He's done it all with Celtic. He'll go down in history as the second greatest captain at the club, bar none. And it makes sense for him to go. He's done it all, So he'll probably want to maybe go to Aberdeen and try and achieve like a Scottish Cup or a League Cup or something. But yeah, as sad as I am, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Tumbo's going to score this.
Yeah, I hope so.
Be like Stephen Whittaker for Dunfermline, play for the season but coach at the same time. Okay.
Off the bar.
He went because Glass is his best pal. Well, that makes sense because they played together at Hibs. The rest of the SPL must be crap when Rangers win the league with a team from Poundland.
I know it's easy to say in hindsight, but I think David Turnbull would have preferred that free kick a couple of yards further out. It's just a wee bit difficult to get up and down when it's that close in.
I thought that went off the bar. It just obviously touched the upper netting. Terry, Poundland.
It's very difficult to say when how far did they get in Europe with a team from Poundland?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's a fair comment to make. They've done really well. They've recruited really well, and whether you like it or not, or you're willing to accept it or not, they've done fantastic this season in Scotland and in Europe. I think the big thing for Rangers this season will be, can they keep these players, and it will be, can they improve the squad by adding to it. So it'll be interesting to see. But I'm not a fan of those kind of team from Poundland comments. Oh, unlucky there. Yeah.
He says he's a Celtic fan. Dear me.
There was me thinking he was a Rangers fan.
Goodness me.
Oh, man.
Stephen, what do you make of my objectivity in the years since we've broadcasted together?
Aye, definitely improving. I'll say that much.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think the first time we broadcast, I hit out with a really bold statement, and I'm gonna say it just for the banter of it. But I was like, "How does it feel to support the second best team in Lanarkshire?" Never thought it was the case, but I thought
I forgot about that, and you just brought it back up, and it's made me angry.
You know what? Airdrie are nowhere near the best team in Lanarkshire.
Should that have been a penalty for Celtic there?
Seen them giving, but I think it would have been a bit soft, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, no, I thought that too. Just seeing John Beaton's the referee. God, he looks running there. It looks like he's absolutely knackered.
I've just seen that Celtic have 8 corners this half.
How many corners did you need for your
9?
9. One more.
Oh. One more. I'm not expecting
Getting that
until the late second half.
Haven't seen it again.
Yeah, I'm seeing it there. Hands are all over him a wee bit, but he's went down too softly.
Yeah.
His hand was on him. That was a fantastic tackle though there. From Christie, I think it was. But yeah, hands are on him outside the box. As soon as he goes into the box, he goes down. There was nothing on him. So yeah, I think that's soft. If it was given.
Terry McGill said Celtic have one player worth more than Rangers put together. I think Rangers' stock might have gone up a lot more since their progress in Europe this season.
Rangers recruited really well in the summer. That was a big difference between the two sides. Celtic, with the exception of Davy Turnbull, got the recruitment horribly wrong. You look at signings like Barkas, Ayeti, Duffy. They got the recruitment was stinking.
Nah, I'm not having that.
He's back. He's back.
I'm sorry, I'm not having that, Stephen. You know, Barkas is a Greek international. Made some great saves in the Champions League with AEK Athens. On paper, that is a ridiculous move to get a keeper of his quality. Firstly, he's not been given a chance to show how good he can be. People jumped on his back pretty quickly. He's a better option than Scott Bain will ever be. Bain is. I used to be a big fan of him. I wanted to give him a chance, but he's honestly hopeless. Ayeti, £5 million, unreal at Basel. A great signing again on paper. Again, not seen much of him to sort of give a full, whacked opinion. But I don't think the recruitment of him was poor. Same with Barkas. Laxalt, a great player. Needs to do a little bit more on his defensive game. But again, a good signing. The only one that I would say was a terrible signing, but great on paper, was Shane Duffy. I think he started well, but was sort of came into a bad patch after the Rangers game, get nervous and started making mistakes. So the only one out of those that Celtic recruited this season was Shane Duffy, and it was the worst one. So I don't think they got the recruitment wrong. I don't think Neil Lennon understood how much of a challenge Rangers were willing to give, and I don't think the escapade with what happened with volleyball and goalie helped Celtic. But again, that's not an excuse. But I don't think they got the recruitment wrong. And I think it was down to Lennon not understanding the challenge that Rangers were willing to give. And that's where the difference lies for me.
What is Rangers' most expensive players, or who should I say? Well, for a start, let's talk about Kemar Roof. They signed Kemar Roof from Anderlecht this season. And
so that $4 million.
That signing was a statement of how far they were willing to go to stop the 10 in a row. And then Kemar Roof comes out and scores that goal in Europe from the halfway line.
And he cost $4 million, so
it
doesn't classify as Poundland to me. Maybe £1 million Poundland or $4 million.
$4 million
shopping in there.
If Rangers are shopping in Poundland, I'd love to know what Motherwell shopping. I think they're at a food bank or something.
No, who is Rangers' most expensive signing? I think it's Kent. Was he not bought for $7 million?
Yeah.
What would he be sold for? I don't think he would go for $7 million. I will say that. I don't think he's been impressive as he was when he came in under Gerrard in the 2018-19 season. But, that was unlucky there. As they blow for half time. Look, Rangers recruited really well, and that's the difference this season. Is they recruited really well, and they were willing to give a challenge to Celtic. Celtic recruited really well. Celtic didn't expect the challenge, and when you don't expect, you don't expect the unexpected, then you're in trouble. I think Celtic saw it, from their advertising campaigns and this jersey doesn't fit for second best and whatever it was. It's not great. So
they talked the talk, but they couldn't walk the walk.
Yeah, exactly. It was all here we go 10 in a row. Shut up, Stevie.
Oh yes, I had to set you up for that, Stevie.
That's almost your Clyde comment.
I know. But no, that's where I struggle. Like you say, Celtic recruited well. I just find it difficult to see what any of these players have done in a Celtic jersey, Stefan, and how you can then come and say that they recruited well.
Well, I didn't say they recruited well. I just said the recruitment wasn't bad. And tell me what player that Celtic have signed has been given a decent chance to show what they can do.
But then, is that because they're not good enough to get in the side? Is that why they've not had the chance?
I don't think that. I think they've been at the behest of a manager that didn't know his best team, and that's not on the players, that's on the manager.
No, I suppose if they do get a run, time will tell, and I could be proved wrong on it. But this is, by the way, don't think there's any animosity between me and Stefan. People in the comments, we did this on a weekly basis.
Oh, we did. I loved it. It
was great. Always challenged him, and he always challenged me. It was good. We actually had a weekly debate featured on the show that was between me and Stefan, and we could actually come up with a point of the week that we completely disagreed on.
Yeah.
I'll admit that I was wrong in one. I argued at the time that Mr. Dembele was not a world-class player. It is.
I still can't believe you said that.
I know.
That's how I met Jamie, who was on the previous stream. We were on the same HND radio course, and we had a football show as well. So,
how did you enjoy that?
What's that?
How did you enjoy I know we're going on to a different chat here, but how did you enjoy the HND radio?
I thought it was really good. Like, at the time, I didn't value the experience I got from it as much as I do now.
Yeah.
Because from hosting a football show and that to hosting this, it's pretty much the same, apart from the fact it's now visual.
Yeah.
I know how to host, and I know how to do all the social media stuff and that, and like doing all the stuff on the radio. It's helped me a lot. It carried me into doing a degree as well. So
See, I'm the same thing as you, Gogsy, because I wanted to leave school and go and do journalism, but I couldn't because I didn't get the grades to walk into a decent uni. So I was like, right, okay, well I need to go to college. I'll go there. What can I do that can take me to journalism? And I seen radio, and I was like, well, that sounds like a laugh. That'll be easy. It wasn't. It was hard. It was challenging. It was such an experience. I remember my first ever show going live on air, and the amount of times I hummed, and awed was unbelievable. I still do that, but not to the same extent. But yeah, invaluable experience. So yeah.
YouTube. Sorry guys, I'm excited to go back because I'm going back in August to do the HND. As I just say and then I'm about to go on and make a point. I think when I'm talking now, I think YouTube's definitely helped me. I don't stutter as much or stumble across my words as what I used to. Whereas before, if you listened, it was the only part I don't enjoy is doing all the magazine shows that we need to do. It's not what I signed up for, but it's part of the course, isn't it?
I signed up to do radio and talk about football. Stick your magazine and your news right up your.
That's essentially what I think. Because I want to go into sports radio. I don't want to like music. I will like music, but I mean it's no the path I want to go to.
No, because music's like music's all the same, really. I know there's so many genres, but like there's not like always like recurring news like there is in sport. Like there's no regularity with music.
Yeah.
With sport, you've always got the next game to look forward to.
Exactly.
I don't like a word for word script. I do, however, like I like a structure. And there's a difference. I think I work better on bullet points, and you've got like room for ad lib. I think that's the best way to work.
I remember I did a full live 2-hour radio show, scripted, and it was the worst experience of my life. Because reading verbatim, you don't sound the word I'm trying to use. Yeah,
you sound too robotic when you're reading off a bit of paper.
Yeah, you don't sound authentic. You sound is it what's the word that's
monotonous?
Yeah, monotonous. That's the word. I was going to say moronic, and you do, but yeah, you sound monotonous, and it's not great. Speaking live, speaking from the heart, speaking from the brain as well, is much better, and you sound real, and you sound better, in my opinion. Obviously, you're hosting this, Gogsy. Sorry, my hosting thing's taken over there, but I was like, what do you guys feel about the first half? How do you think it went?
That's absolutely fine. I think the game went the same way we're all expecting. It's just the fact that there's not been a goal yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
can't believe it's 0-0. The amount of chances Celtic have created and just not put any in the back of the net, but it's definitely coming second half. 100%.
I said this off air, but I was like, Celtic, will, they'll score within the first half, and it's just not happened. See, this is why I don't give. This is why I don't bet, because it would never work. I think it's been a good half from Celtic from the point of view that the ball retention's been good, the touches have improved, which is good. It's just about finding that way to goal that's been the struggle. Would that be different with Odsonne Edouard on the field? I don't know, but I hope he gets to come on, because I'm looking forward to counting down the games to our last season play for Celtic.
I know he's brilliant. I know he's genius, Odsonne Edouard, but for me, he's far too greedy at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree there.
If he could just up that decision making, for me, it would be honestly top level. Like, he is what you can tell he's going to be world class, if not he already is, arguably. But he's going to go so high in the game.
You've changed your point of view. You were like, Messi Dembele will never be world class.
We all learn and we all grow, Stefan.
So now you're like, well, Odsonne Edouard, I'm not going to say he's not going to be world class because he'll prove me wrong. Those young French players will prove me wrong, so I'm going to say he's world class. I hope you've no jinxed the lad, by the way. I really do.
I've learned from my mistakes.
Aye, so moving on to the next comment, Barcelona Hotel Bathroom and Hallway Reviews says, I always prefer improv rather than a scripted show as a viewer or a listener.
There you go. That tells you, I know that's only one person's opinion, but I think people listening and watching prefer it when it sounds real, when it sounds off the cuff, and they can easily tell the difference. I can anyway. It's so
The way I
difficult.
get it is, like, people don't just want to watch a stream of people just reacting to a Celtic versus Falkirk live stream. They actually want to see like the chemistry between the people that are on the show. They want to see the banter, the jokes, and they just want to see some people talk sense and like see what their opinions are.
There's room for us to be professional because we are trying to make inroads in this game. We all love football. We're not trying to give professional opinions, but I think we have to have a bit of banter because people can get the professional side out on the TV. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, because we offer something different. This is just the alternative.
That's what it's meant to be. But we want to say that's different.
We offer, as Stevie has it written down, a different view.
Yep.
You know, the thing is, you know, I've prepared for many sort of shows that are more like go on the structure of being professional and not, you know, limiting the banter and things like that. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing to do. I think a lot of people are interested in that, but I also think it's good to have a little bit of, you know, cover the game professionally, give your opinions, be honest, but have a little bit of banter, have a little bit of lightheartedness around it. It's something I would listen to be honest. And I think it's, you know, you look at BT as a prime example here. They were forever covering the Scottish game with glory, the way they covered it, because it was so new. It was a breath of fresh air. It was lighthearted when it had to be, and it was serious when it needed to be. So, you know, I think that's maybe the way football broadcasting should be going. Because it's not that I don't like Sky. I just don't like the way the way it's formatted. It's so scripted to the hilt of it needs to be on cue, and I'm not for it. It's too serious for me. There's never enough lightheartedness in it compared to BT, and I'm gutted BT never get the rights because, oh my God, Scottish football would have been broadcast in such a better way.
Absolutely. Like I spoke to Derek Ray about this, and it's just the fact that BT just celebrated everything about Scottish football, whereas Sky seemed to just do it as a sort of afterthought.
I don't care if this stops me from getting a job on Sky for the rest of my life, right? What I'm about to say, but Sky's coverage of the Scottish game is amateurish. They totally look down their nose at Scottish football. I think. You look at the coverage the English game gets there, whereas when it was on BT, they treated it just as equally as any other broadcast that they put on, and that was the main difference.
And also, like, you see the amount of mistakes they make. Like, for example, once they had with Dundee FC, they put the Dundee United badge. They had Kieran Tierney the other night, Arsenal and England left back.
That's the emotion, isn't it?
I won't. That is the mission. I won't go down the same route as you here, Stevie. I won't say they're amateurish because they're not, but they do make mistakes. But then you see it from the other point of view of, well, it's live TV. It happens. You know, an English person making a mistake between Dundee and Dundee United, I can accept that. And it's only happened once, I think, maybe at the least twice. I don't think it happens routinely. So I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt there. The thing for Sky is, and this is the main point I wanted to bring up, we say they treat Scottish football badly. They paid the money that Scottish football wanted.
True. That's very true.
BT didn't. If BT wanted to celebrate Scottish football like they did, and they did really well, they should have played the game and bidded more than Sky. They didn't. They lost it, and I think Sky's coverage since BT has gone away has improved slightly. I still prefer BT's coverage, but you know, the bringing in Ali McCoist and at the start Darren Fletcher was, I don't know if the word revolutionary is too strong,
step in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly. And Ailey Barber's fantastic on Sky.
She is good. She's good.
You know,
She's good. She's
so
good.
I think it's been bad in the past, but I think maybe we're on a good footing now. There is someone on there that probably shouldn't be on there, but
I wonder who he's talking about.
From that point of view,
I wonder who he's talking about.
I've got a question though. Do you think Sky, your view of Sky Sports' coverage of Scottish football has improved because there's no longer the sort of competition that BT offers?
Can I intervene before the answers?
Yeah.
Because I know I said amateurish and you're right, maybe it is a bit of a strong word, Stefan. But I'm just thinking in comparison to BT, that's what I meant. I just think BT was so much more immersive and so much better to watch as a viewer.
I think BT saw that there was levels to the game, and I think BT saw that there was levels in the way that Scottish football could be broadcast, and there was potential for it to go in a different direction, and they took the chance, and they stamped their flag into the ground and said, "Well, this is how we're going to broadcast, and we don't care who likes it, and we don't care who doesn't like it, because it's a unique way of broadcasting," and it was. I'll say the word there, is revolutionary the way they did it. But sorry, what was your question there, Gogs?
My question was, do you think because they no longer have the competition that BT offered, they have only slightly increased the quality?
It's a hard one. I think if you're in competition with someone, you're trying to be better than them. Sky never got to the level of doing what BT did, because people would just say, "Well, look at them; they're trying to copy BT." So I don't think they've improved because they've had no competition. I think they've seen what BT did. They've tried to emulate it, but not copy it. If that makes sense, they've tried to better their coverage, which they have done, which has been good. But I think overall, I think BT have provided the best coverage of Scottish football in my lifetime, anyway.
The monk says they had a photo of Charlie Adam with Joseph Coyle as Raymond van Barneveld as the name.
Did you see that Griffiths chance then? Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Unlucky. Does this game go to extra time and penalties?
Yes, it has to be put to a finish.
I'm not ready for that.
No, you won't need that, mate. You won't need that. Although I say that, before the guys scored in the first half, and the bottom more that goes on.
I've got real Ross County vibes about this one.
Because it doesn't matter how poorly you play, I believe that you always get one chance in a game of football.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my dad says. He said, one time, can't remember who we were playing, but we scored in the 90th minute and we hadn't had a chance all second half. He said, Motherwell still haven't had their chance. And we ended up going up the park and scoring.
That's what I said when Celtic played Rangers in January. Celtic were all over Rangers that day. And I said, I was in myself, in fairness, but I said to myself, Rangers have still got their chance here. When Near Beaton got sent off, I was like, well, there's our chance right there, and then they took it and scored without even registering a shot on target. But yeah, the point is so true. Free kick just in the edge of the box there. But it's such a valid statement. You do get at least one chance in a game of football, even if you've not had the possession of the ball. This will be an interesting one, guys. This is quite close to the edge of the box here. Davy Turnbull impeded.
Davy Turnbull could keep the ball with Gemma Collins in a phone box.
Oh, that's a stinking challenge.
Honestly, that's how good he is in tight spaces.
Wait, what did you say there? He can keep a ball.
Davy Turnbull could keep the ball to himself with Gemma Collins in a phone box, mate.
Aye. I love your comparisons, mate. They're so... honestly.
They're so refreshing, aren't they?
They are. You don't hear this. Oh, that's poor.
Hi, you don't get this on Sky or BT.
No, you do. You do not. This is revolutionary in itself. I would have preferred Turnbull to take that one, but Lee Griffiths once again, maybe trying to be the man for
Do you
Celtic.
think it's a case of you took the last one, I'm taking this one?
With Lee Griffiths, no, I don't think he would be as petty as that. Surely not. I'm surprised he's playing, to be honest. I said this on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. He shouldn't be getting a game for Celtic, let alone people want him to play for Scotland. Don't get me wrong, a great player on his day, but his day was 6 years ago when he scored 40 in a season. He peaked then, he got injured, Moussa Dembele came up, ran the show, he left, Odsonne Edouard came in, ran the show. Lee Griffiths has been Celtic's, backup striker for 6 years. Thankfully at the end of this season he'll be off ski, hopefully, because he's just not a player that Celtic need at this moment. They need players that are going to be here for the longevity. They need players that are going to change a game. And as much as I'm hoping he scores tonight, I just don't see him being the player that can change the game for Celtic anymore.
I believe that there's a food chain in football, and I think Celtic need players whose careers are on the upward trajectory that they can sell to bigger clubs.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Griffiths is just stagnating at Celtic.
Yeah, he has. See if he went to Hibs or Aberdeen. He's been rumoured to go to Aberdeen. I think that could sort of rejuvenate his career and give him a couple more years in football. But his time at Celtic is over. This season, it has to be over from the point that he came into this season being unfit. Who all through the COVID pandemic, Patrick Klimala was busting his arse to become fitter, to learn the language, to become a better player. Lee Griffiths was playing on TikTok and eating kebabs. There are levels to this game, and Klimala knew that, and Griffiths thought, well, I scored 40 goals one season, so they're not going to get rid of me. I'm too good. And in reality, he's not. He's just not. He's a good player, but he's not as good as he thinks he can be.
Yeah, he's definitely underachieved over the course of his career, I think.
I don't know underachieved. I don't know if I would say that because he's won.
But could he have done better?
I think he could have done better, but let's not forget he's won 4, trebles with Celtic. He's won. When did he come in? 2013. He won maybe 6 league titles. Yeah. I don't think he's underachieved in anything. I just don't think he's been a consistent player that Celtic needed him to be. In decent times, bar the 2015-16 season. The one thing I will say, the 2015-16 season, without Lee Griffiths' contribution, 10 in a row would have been stopped by Aberdeen.
I think what sticks out for me is just, when I say that, is just him in a Scotland jersey.
Never forget his moment in a Scotland jersey. Those goals against...
the one moment he had was the best.
Yeah. If Stuart Armstrong hadn't just hoofed that ball,
No, he didn't even need to hoof it. He just had to pass it the other way.
Aye. That annoys me.
Griffiths would have been knighted that day if we'd won that.
He would have, because my mates at the time were people I spoke to most were English, and I remember the group chat got off when it was at Oxlade Chamberlain scored. They were like, "Oh, get it up, you," and all that, calling me a jock and all that. And then Lee Griffiths scored a double. I didn't message when he scored the first one because I was like, right, well, it was luck. But then the second one where he scored, you were like, I went absolutely mental. And then I get done with Stuart Armstrong and Harry Kane. I hate Harry Kane, by the way, but yeah. Do you know people think he's the best number 9 in world football? I can't believe it.
Absolute lies.
Nah. Michael Higdon still is.
Robert Lewandowski every day of the week.
Oh, come on, Stevie.
Michael Higdon. I don't know what you call your supporters clubs in Motherwell, but I was going to say MSC.
Next question. We've been through this a few times, but I'll give you an answer, and I want, based on our previous results against the Greenock Morton at Fir Park, our last 3 results have been 6-0, 4-0, and 4-0 wins at Fir Park against Greenock Morton. I know we lost against them in the League Cup when it was Ian Barraclough's last game, but I reckon if we got Morton at home, I'd be very delighted with it.
I'd quite like Falkirk. Come on, just a
I can see why, they're not looking good, but
no, it's still not an each, you know that way. It's just like
we're 53 minutes in. I think there's plenty of time left for Celtic to squeak a goal in here. Might ruin your coupon.
I don't think my 3-0's coming in, to be honest.
I'm only needing 2 goals, and it doesn't matter who it's for. So
that's true.
Falkirk can win 2-0. It's fine. It's more than fine for me.
Ross County did it.
Yeah, sure did.
Oh, here we go. Good ball into the box, cleared away. Do you know I see Celtic still advertising the 9 around the stadium. I don't know who the marketing guy is at Celtic, but I would be taking that down.
Take it down.
Should have been done by Christmas.
Yeah, it should have been done. The advertising slogan from Adidas about second best doesn't fit, or I can't remember the slogan, but it was something about not for second best.
Still doesn't fit for second best or something like that.
Surely Celtic can do some marketing around silverware, because silver usually is second place.
But no, I don't think we'll ever see another period of dominance.
Tom Rogic, unbelievable from Rogic. They're so unlucky, that wee run he did. Sorry, I've just interrupted you there, Stevie, but oh my God, what a run.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a good ball forward. I should have shot there, the dafty. Good. Oh, it's in the back of the net. It's a goal. James A. Forrest, back of the net.
I kept quiet there, don't know what I'm doing it for you. Good strike for me, Jamesy.
It's a great strike. Sean Kennedy will be happy. Even though he's walking there no smiling. Get him out. Get him out. He's no smiling.
It was a terrific wee pass by Turnbull to Rogic, and he just leaves it off to Forrest, and it's a good strike.
Yeah, it's a great finish from Forrest. I thought, I don't know who it was. A shot early. Keeper's got to do better for me
Tom
there.
Rogic.
Keeper's got to do better there. It's right at him. It's a great shot from Forrest. A really great goal. It's something Celtic have missed from.
It's a wee deflection.
So it is. Yeah. He's unlucky there. Then I'll give the keeper the benefit of the doubt there. It's still a good finish from Forrest, but Celtic have missed him this season. But yeah.
I think what the keeper did there was just a wee silly wee jump that they usually do before they actually dive.
Yeah.
If you watch the footing of the goalkeeper, like he's done a wee jump, and that sometimes sets the keeper off.
Yeah.
And
I feel bad because I was like, the keeper's got to do better, but I didn't see the deflection. But I think he's unlucky. But yeah, I see what you mean. David McCracken will be unhappy with that. I think. I think Celtic have been knocking on the door for a while now. So it was inevitable that they would score, but to lose the goal like that, it'll be a gutter. But you never know. Falkirk could come back and.
Falkirk have four ex-Motherwell players in their squad.
Really? I know Robbie
Motherwell.
Robbie Leach, Connor Salmon, Ben Hall, and he's on the bench. And Melgado Gomez, I'm sure. You see that? Is that the Gomez that's on the bench?
I don't know if you guys will agree, but Connor Salmon, being a professional footballer, gives me hope that I'm going to fulfil my dream of becoming a male model.
He played in the Premier League. Do you believe it?
No, I really don't believe it. I can't. I'm astounded. He looks like he should be at home playing the guitar on a Friday night, not Oh, it's in the back of the net. What a goal, Ryan Christie. Oh, there's your kick.
There we go. There's my 2
What
goals.
was that in a Scotland jersey? Nah, terrific
Unlucky
strike.
there again. He's been beaten at his near post, but that's a phenomenal strike from Christie. A really good goal.
Terrific strike.
There's John Kennedy not letting that smile. Get him out. Get him out. Do you believe that there was a campaign against John Kennedy because he refused to smile when Celtic scored?
Could the goalkeeper do better there? Wait till you see the replay.
Yeah, he went
I
through
think
the
he
player's
could do
leg.
it.
There's no excuses there. That's your near post. It was a good hit from Christie, but yeah, the keeper has to do.
I think that's why he was shaking his head when he went in.
Yeah. I said David McCracken will be disappointed at the first goal, but he'll be
yeah.
absolutely raging at that one getting in. So I took a wee second there because I seen the ball go in and I had to double check when Ryan Christie hit a shot that actually went in the net.
And it didn't fly over the bar.
Yeah, it didn't hit some steward standing in the crowd. Steward and nobody. I know, but I see stewards around the stadium and you're like, why are they there? Who, they get imaginary.
Just in case someone breaks in, I think.
In case somebody gets it in. I'd take Lee Griffiths off, man.
That's a daisy cutter.
He's been poor.
That's a pure daisy cutter there.
Yeah, Stephen, I agree. I'd be getting Griffiths off for Edouard. I want to see him before he leaves.
Hold on, lads. I'm going to go to the toilet, so I'll let you two discuss Stephen further.
We'll try and start a fight if it's just me, Stephen.
I'll make sure we don't. Still wanting Celtic in the next round, Stevie?
No, I don't. They're not my first choice. I'm just like, if we got them at FALKIRK Park, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, we've got Celtic, we're doomed kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by it. But like, obviously there's other clubs that I would like other than Celtic. You want as easy a route to the quarterfinals as possible. But they're actually making 2 draws tomorrow, Stefan. So you've got the last 16 draw and the quarterfinal draw tomorrow.
I don't get that. What's the need for... See, this is modern football that I really don't like. I don't see why they're doing 2 draws. Why not just leave it as traditional as it is and do a draw after, the next round? Don't do 2 at the same time. Bugs me that. I don't know why, but it eats away at my skin. Celtic really pressuring now to try and make this as a convincing a win as possible.
That's better. I take it you've answered the comment.
Yeah. Somebody below's answered anyway. Tomorrow, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, which we will be going live for.
The draw's at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Yeah, the draw's at 2 p.m.
But the Rangers game doesn't start till 6.
I know, it's mental.
Why not just do it after the game? Oh, that annoys me.
I know.
There you go.
There we go. There's Albi and Ayeti. Get him on. Get him in. Get my goal.
Watch this. He's going to score a hat-trick or something after me saying he's a shite signing.
Here's hoping. Big shoes to fill that number 10. Vulcan Isuf Bio. What a player. People thought he's going to say Mr. Dembele. Bio's actually he's doing well for Toulouse. So he's making them to win now, not to lose. Sorry.
That's one way out the Gogsy handbook of puns, that, by the way, I tell you.
Oh, was that a Toulouse pun? Oh,
you missed it. I can't believe you missed that.
There for Scott Brown. How fitting that would have been, but yeah, sorry. My friend Fitzy loves a wee pun, and it drives me nuts. So had to join in for a second there. There's Lee Griffiths taking a well-earned rest. He did a lot of hard work tonight.
Straight up the road for the kebab.
Yeah. See that there from the FALKIRK goalkeeper, where he throws the ball up and then kicks it when he's outside the box. It's a dangerous game for goalkeepers doing that, because you could accidentally throw it up, but your hand would be outside the box, as I just dropped my iPad. I think that's a dangerous one.
Cali versus Aberdeen.
That would be a good game.
That would be. It would be a good game.
Christopher
Considering how well Inverness played last night, and then Aberdeen, who struggled to score a goal against Dumbarton until the 84th minute.
I was really impressed with Scott Allen last night. Really impressed with Scott Allen. Thought it was fantastic.
He's a great player, Scott Allen. You know,
Yeah.
He's honestly, he's a superb. See, when he signed for Celtic, I was so happy, and then I realised they signed him to stop him going to Rangers. You know,
he was never ever given an opportunity at Celtic at all.
No, he was not.
Although that's what I do when I'm playing Football Manager against someone. I usually try sign players that my mates are going after.
It was a Football Manager shithousery from one Peter Lawwell.
Aye.
In his gaff with a heated driveway.
Heated driveway.
Oh, it's notorious that he goes out and fries eggs on it. Is that hot?
Oh man, how's all the half limb?
Brilliant.
Game's not as exciting as it was earlier when there was a prospect of a cup set, and I say that as a Celtic fan, but I love a wee cup set. Not when it happens to Celtic, but I still think it's exciting.
You want a bit of intrigue in the games that you're watching, don't you? I felt that with the Motherwell game today as well. The minute we scored the first goal, you just knew it was going to happen after that.
I was excited. See, for the Elgin game last or 2 weeks ago, I was excited for that because it's like something new that I've not seen before. Because I don't get the opportunity to watch a lot of lower league games, but honestly, it was fantastic. It filled me with a lot of excitement.
And you got to watch it for free.
And I got to watch it for free. Exactly. I had to pay Premier Sports for this game tonight. Disappointed.
Flinders Leach. I don't want to say Motherwell were outstanding or anything like that. Because I mean we played at the same tempo as we would have done if we were playing like St Mirren or St Johnstone.
That touch is frightening, man.
What, Connor Salmon?
No, David Turnbull's reflecting in the volley.
That was sensational. Forrest should have done better there. But David Turnbull, honestly, give the guy. I would sign him for life, so I would.
Oh, brilliant.
Why is Stefan muted there? Oh, he must be talking to somebody.
I had to crack a can of Coca-Cola. Didn't want to sound unprofessional.
Sorry, Coca-Cola, yes.
See, the last time I said on a podcast, give me a second, I'm just going to get the Coke out. You know how bad that went? You don't know how bad that went to the look I got on Zoom. They were like, the what? And I was like, the Coke? Oh, the Coca-Cola. So,
always good to clarify, especially on a Saturday.
Well, definitely. I don't know if you can hear the fizz from it, but yeah, I'm going to enjoy this.
Absolutely. Just for those who like the sound of a can opening, that's what you missed from Stefan.
Last thing I wanted to do was have it open with my mic sitting next to me for it to just, ooze out, the way it does.
Wee bit of bad news coming out of the Arsenal game. Kieran Tierney's went off injured.
That's bad news for Arsenal. It's not bad news for Scotland yet. We'll see how long
he walked off, so I'm assuming that
he'll be fine.
He'll be fine, but still, that's what my worst fear. There,
Heroes are 2 months, 2.5 months away. If he's walked off, bad news for Arsenal, great news for Scotland. Keep him on the bench for a wee while so that he's not getting injured closer to the Euros. How heartbreaking that would be. No, Scotland, genuinely Scotland's best centre back during the games there.
He's absolutely world class. Mm-hmm. He is.
Do you remember when the Daily Record ran a story? I'm not going to say the journalist's name, but they ran a story saying that Barry Mackay was better than Kieran Tierney and Patrick Roberts.
I do not.
But whoever said that should never be able to write another story in a newspaper again.
I don't know what it is, but Barry Mackay's one goal against Celtic at Hampden really made people believe how good he was, because he was a good player, but to say that he was better than Tierney then was ridiculous. And I think Barry Mackay's now cutting hair, so yeah. He always did a good man.
Still
Say again?
I think it's at Fleetwood Town.
Yeah, I read a story that he came away from football for a bit to do barbering, but I mean I don't know how true it was, but I know he's at Fleetwood Town now. Joey Barton's, he's still at Fleetwood Town.
No, he left. He's now at Bristol Rovers in the managerial merry-go-round that is the EFL.
Joey Barton, do you remember? He was set to come up to Scottish football. Did they not get nutmegged by a Hamilton's Ali Crawford? And I don't know the Kilmarnock player, was it Taylor that took him out?
Taylor took him out.
And then he piped up at Celtic Park, get passed around the park, and then left.
I have a theory about people who come from the Premier League to Scotland, right? I think as long as they're quick, they're okay up here. But see, if they're a technical player that's quite slow and methodical, they struggle.
I mean, look at Nico Cranchar. You know, I was very concerned when he was noted to be coming up to Rangers, because he was a phenomenal player, but it just never worked out for him. He never. I think the game was too quick for him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Terry McGill, as it says on the bottom of the screen, it is still 2-0.
So is that your coupon in then, Gogsy?
No, we've not had a booking yet. We're needing 3. We're needing over 25 booking points. So it could be a booking and a sending off or something, but
I don't see that happening.
I don't think it's that type of game.
Yeah. It'll need to be a cynical challenge, I think, that'll get you there.
Yeah, like if there'd been like, what would have been probably best for the coupon is if Falkirk had maybe taken the lead and Celtic would have upped the intensity so much that they basically keep catching them on the counter attack, and then you've got the bookings raining in basically. But it's not been that type of game. It's because it took Celtic that long to score that it's basically been a part of the bus job for Falkirk, and we've wasted basically more than a half of football.
Yeah. There's Ismaya Sorrow coming on. That must be for Scott Brown or Turnbull.
Try again.
Rogic, yeah, got it.
Look
at that, right on schedule. Tom Rogic goes out. What a player, though. I love Tom Rogic. He's so handsome as well.
All right then.
Sorry, one handsome man can appreciate another man's handsomeness.
True, very true.
Get a delicious skin fade.
There we go. If she send off Connor Salmon for pretending to be a footballer.
See with his technical ability, right? How well do you think a player? I know I keep going on about him, but I'm just so excited about the prospect of him. How well do you think a player like David Turnbull would do in England? I think he would thrive.
Well, the fact that the English game is a lot slower and a bit more technical than the Scottish game, you'll have more time on the ball and you'll have more time to develop his skills. So it's a win-win for Turnbull, but it's all about who is going to sign him.
Yeah.
He'll go to the very top, I think.
I reckon he could play for a top 6 team in the future. I'm not saying that he's good enough now, but once he develops at Celtic, I think he'll be able to make the step up.
What do you guys make of Christopher Ayer?
Well, he's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I do. I think he's honestly he's a. I know it's used often, particularly when talking about Virgil van Dijk. but he's an absolute Rolls Royce centre back.
Not an actual centre back as well.
I know.
You know, played for the team in Norway that he came from. The name has escaped me.
Let me get my list of encyclopedic knowledge and guess. Is it Strømsgodset?
No.
Valerenga?
No.
Rosenborg?
Nope.
Ålesund?
Nope.
Bodo Glimt.
Say that again.
Bodo Glimt.
I think it was Bodo Glimt. Do you know what? I'm going to have to resort to Google. I think it was Bodo Glimt, but I'm going to double check. That's going to annoy me. I know whereabouts in Norway he came from. He came from Kristiansand. So, well, apparently according to Wikipedia it says Vålerenga, but I know that's not true. Yeah, he came from... it wasn't Bodo Glimt, it was Start he came from.
Oh, Start. Yeah.
I don't know why Bodo Glimt came into my head when you said that, but yeah, it was Start.
Speaking of puns, is that where he started out?
No.
He started out at Lillestrøm or Lillestrøm.
Lillestrøm. Right.
But the best thing Ronny Deila done for Celtic, would you say?
No, the best thing Ronny Deila did for Celtic was bring Kieran Tierney in.
Here's a story about Kieran Tierney, right?
Because
my dad was about Celtic at the time. The only reason he got a game was because your left back at the time got injured in training and the other one was already injured. So he got thrust into the team. He was actually about to be released and Motherwell were about to sign him.
bastards.
There you go. That's a true story.
You must be raging at that.
Yeah, I'm very, very raging. So if it wasn't for that St Johnstone game, then he was never at his side since. So
instead of Turnbull, it'd be Tierney that you're absolutely raving about.
I still ranting about Kieran Tierney. Kieran Tierney is a joy to watch.
Yeah,
absolute joy to watch. In terms of every player should look at Kieran Tierney as an example of hard work and effort that should be put into every game, because he just leaves everything on the pitch. Everything.
You even look at his off-game, his off-field game. Was that Ryan Christie? No, it was Moya Eunice. I didn't see him coming on the park there. You look at Kieran Tierney's off-field game. You know, he's in the gym constantly. You can see how much he's developing and how bigger he's getting. You know, he's really putting effort into his career. He's a top-class player with a top-class attitude, with a top-class work ethic. You know, destined to go to the top. He's at Arsenal just now. The guy could go to Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. He's got a pick of clubs he could go to.
I was actually going to say that. I think that when Jordi Alba leaves Barca, I think Kieran Tierney is the replacement they'll go for.
He should be, because he is that good. Oh, Jordi Alba, what a player.
Funny thing is, I think I've actually heard a story like that about Kieran Tierney. I'm not actually surprised by it either.
Because I'm sorry, at Arsenal are not the club that you're going to win trophies at anymore. And unless
we're winning the FA Cup last season.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. I think the FA Cup's looked down upon within English teams a bit now. It's not what it used to be.
No.
But it's still a trophy, you're right. But
I had to sneeze there and I couldn't hold that one.
I thought you farted.
I actually thought you were laughing at my assessment of the FA Cup. I thought it was like
I was up in the loft before we started, and I think I've still got some of that fiberglass in and around me. No, I'm never that unprofessional. I normally mute myself, but I didn't have time. I could feel it.
Don't worry about it, man.
It just slips out.
Stefan, I've sat and drank a bottle of Buckfast on here before, so you're fine.
Well, I didn't know that was customary, because if I knew that, I'd be drinking my German beers right now.
Go get a copper. Go get a copper burger thing.
Yeah, I've been having this all weekend. That's a box of copper burger.
It's a good choice. I used to like Copperberg, and then I had a big night out, drank too much and waited, and that was that. I've been off it ever
See,
since.
I just keep it mellow because like I'm not going out, so I sort of know my limits, but what's happened?
That is just delightful play there from Moyle Hennessy. Oh my god, Celtic need to sign him. Guy is world class. Ended it tells you he's not. He's lying. That's a phenomenal goal.
No, that's brilliant. Look at that. Oh, lovely wee dink over the goalkeeper.
You think he's taken it too much, but he hasn't. He's meant that.
Connor Salmon finding himself in the left back position there. Has he touched the ball all night?
Yeah, he's had a couple. Maybe not the football.
I got the free. No way, man. It looks like him get the 3-0 right. I just didn't get the goal scorer. Jesus, man. Still time for me, right enough.
Still no bookings though, Gogsy. That must be.
No, I'm disappointed. Usually you'd have the odd one at least. That's a beautiful dink. That's sensational. Joseph saying yes, Stefan, love the German beers.
Yes, mate. Good choice. Do you know what? I was out in Germany in 2019. I was in Cologne and I drank. It's pronounced Kulch. It is honestly one of the best beers ever that I've drank.
Really?
Made in Cologne. It is phenomenal. I also had Erdinger as well, and the other one that's been out of my head is Paulina, which is another great beer. So yeah, love German beers. People say they're too heavy, but I don't think they are. I think they're phenomenal.
Nice. I'm not a beer drinker, but cider's my game.
I never used to be. I used to stick to Desperados. Why does everybody laugh? Who laughed? Was that you that laughed there, Steve?
No, but sorry, I wasn't laughing.
I thought you normally I say I love Desperados and people laugh, being like, "Oh,
Nah. I like Desperados. I think they're nice.
Why don't you come to your senses?
What?
Sorry, that's the next line in this Eagles song.
In the
Desperado. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses?
Right. Door. Exit.
then we
Well,
you concert like that. Loved that.
Aye.
I was pressing my buzzer, I think.
All right, Simon Cowell. More like Stephen Skill. Yeah, no, I love Desperados. Desperado with lime is phenomenal. Later, Celtic. That's never a free kick. Book him. Do it for Gogsy beating.
He's been brilliant for Kimonia. Sorry, I just had that away, Stefan.
Again, I don't think he's done much wrong there. I don't know if he's had the service. No, I think next season will be Aliana Yeti's season, so need to wait and see. I'm going to write him off. The recruitment wasn't. I wouldn't say it was well, but they recruited the players that people wanted. To think that Celtic were going to sign a £5 million striker, I didn't expect that. But they did and kept Odson Edouard. Showed you the sort of attitude they had going into it, but it just never worked out the way it could have and should have. But it's just life. It's football, and it is what it is. As much as the goals have been good in the second half, the excitement has sort of went out of it.
Yeah, it's a bit flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what happens when Celtic or Rangers go comfortably in front. Like the game just sort of dies out.
Yeah, Falkirk are just sitting in almost like we're going to try and avoid a massive doing here.
Damage limitation.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I do that on FIFA. If somebody's beating me 3-0, I'm like, you're not getting caught. I'm taking the ball into the corner and holding it.
Or you can just quit and you lose 3-0 anyway.
Yeah, but I hate quitting. I hate quitting. I've taken a 12-0 drubbing on FIFA before because I hate quitting.
Well,
what console you go, Stefan?
PS4, mate.
Good man. Good man.
Anyone that's got an Xbox is nothing but a little bit of a dafty.
Yes, Stevie, you dafty.
Sorry, Stevie. I need to nail my mast to the my flag to the mast. PS.
No, it's just easier for me because the control's bigger because of my hand. That's genuinely the reason.
No, I mean I get that. That's what I don't like about the Xbox. I think the PS4's got the perfect grip.
I agree.
Oh, that's a great ball from Brown. Oh, how's he missed that?
Can you not squared it for the tapping?
John Joe Kerry, diabolical on FIFA, not great in real life. We can get signed. I think Celtic fans do this a lot. They overhype players, and John Joe Kenny was one of them. Don't get me wrong, not a bad footballer. I don't see what quality he brings to the squad. He's a better right back option than Anthony Ralston, but I don't see much more that he does. If it was Greg Taylor out there, he'd be getting he'd be getting crucified.
I still don't know how you've never won that Old Firm.
We never scored goals, mate.
No, obviously that's the obvious answer, but like,
I haven't scored in 3 games against Rangers. Do you want us to show you how it's done?
Mate, we literally scored.
There was 1 each.
Oh, there was 1 each. Oh, fuck.
How many goals?
It was when you said, "Oh, we didn't score, mate."
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're referring to the second game, please. Where it is. What funny.
That's unlucky for a Yeti there.
There's a wee humble pie there, wasn't there?
No.
It's a terrific through ball by the way. They let a pass.
Yeah,
he's unlucky.
It's a phenomenal ball. Is it Turnbull? Yeah.
Yep.
Absolute Egypt, man.
Oh, he's unlucky there.
He's hit it well.
Not at the moment. I do not
he's just missed it no more.
It's what's the word? I was going to say it's a fingertip away, but it's not. It's an inch away.
A midgie's ball here.
Great memory.
Your sayings are unbelievable. I love them.
Midgie's ball here. I was going to say ball here, but a midgie's ball here takes it even further.
I hate midges, I'm not going to lie.
Oh no, that's the worst thing about summer, isn't it?
They're wee bastards, eh?
It's the worst thing about summer. Wasps one.
I hope they don't exist in New York because I'm going there in June and I really can't be bothered with midges.
You missing out in the Euros?
Work commitments take over. Otherwise, I'd be down in Wembley. But yeah.
I'm hoping to be in London for the game. I think if we can get there because I've already booked. So.
Yeah. See, if I wasn't going to work in the US, I would be down in London, hotel or not. I'd be there to see Scotland win, which they will, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Do you think so?
Lyndon Dykes is going to terrify that human fridge, Harry Maguire.
Do you think we actually have a chance of beating England?
I do, yeah. I really do.
I think we do as well.
Look at their midfield. On paper, they have good players. Foden is probably their most dangerous midfielder. Granted, I don't watch a lot of England games, but I would take McTominay, McGinn, and hopefully Turnbull over any of their midfielders. So yeah, I'll say that. I will say Scotland will beat England.
I think we've got the heart more than England do.
Yeah. Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, I agree, Gogsy. It would just be if Croatia could beat them in the first game, we beat Czech Republic, then we beat England, it knocks them out. It would just be incredible.
Aye. And
Could you imagine fans there? We beat England at Wembley. Could you imagine if a crowd, obviously it's not going to happen. It just everybody would be singing "Football's coming home." It's all Scotland fans. That's exactly what would happen.
Knocking England out of the Euros in their home patch, singing "Football's coming home." Oh, my heart's ready for it. Oh, Scott Brown.
I wanted them to score that there. Just after everything that's been said this week.
No.
I think he's just mouthed an expletive there. Be raging he's not scored there. That was unlucky. That's a good save from the keeper. Got to give him marks for that.
Our goalkeeper's been alright. I know he's question mark saying for the second goal, but couldn't win a cricket score.
Bad game. He was unlucky for the first. The second, he should have done better. Well said, Robbie B.
I would love Jay Adams to score the winner. Or Scott McTominay.
I want Scott McTominay to score the winner.
What if it was Oliver McBurney?
Imagine Scott McTominay scored the winner and kissed the badge at Wembley. Oh! You talk about shithouse, isn't he? Oh!
No, I was going to say, what about the fact we would actually have to have Ollie McBurney as a cult hero if he scored against England?
Oliver McBurney scores against England to knock them out the Euros. I'm sitting down and no touching the drink for a month. I'd be raging.
He can have a statue. I'm telling you, he can have whatever he wants if he does that.
Scott McTominay scoring the winner at Wembley to knock England out the would be sensational. Going and kissing the badge would be beautiful. Do you know he's going to go to the very top? He's a great player for United. Oh, unlucky there. He's a great player for United, but he can go to a bigger club because he is that good. Very much Tony Kroos of Germany. That's full time guilty, but
yeah. Imagine if people were just clipping whatever we were saying, being like, "Look at these deluded arseholes thinking Scotland are going to beat England at Wembley."
It's just a Scottish mentality, though. I'll take it. I don't mind.
No, but it's just the type of thing that someone from Twitter would do. Like,
that's Goggsy inviting you all to rewatch this stream and find out the parts where we have said Scotland will beat England at Wembley. Goggsy wants that clout. And in fairness, so do I. Say it again?
It's there for the taking, mate. I'm that close to 10,000 subscribers. I'll do anything that's possible to get there.
Play the game. Do what needs to be done. You could shave Stevie's hair live on air, and I mean that would get us to 10,000, I think.
Well, it would be an improvement.
It would certainly be interesting to watch. He'd be like Vince McMahon from the WWE in 2007 with Donald Trump shaving him bald.
And that's full time. Celtic 3, Falkirk 0.
Your coupon has been burst.
Just by the goal scorer. That's what it's done me. I had 3-0 Celtic, Tumble to score first.
Some idiot said 5 now. Can you believe that?
Wonder who that was.
Don't know. He's an idiot anyway. I really enjoyed that game. It was good in the first half. Although Celtic didn't score, they created multiple opportunities, thinking that they would score. But it was entertaining at least. But when the 3 goals went in the second half, it was virtually game over when the first went in, which I think Falkirk can be a little bit aggrieved about with the deflection. But second goal with the keeper again could be aggrieved. But Celtic were battering on the door for the whole game, so it was inevitable.
Yeah,
absolutely. Stevie, what do you make of that?
3-0 first goal, like there was pass marks for everybody in the Celtic jersey. Don't think there was any bad performances. It'll be interesting to see who they get in the next round. That's maybe a question for Stefan. Who would they want in the next round? He's asked us. Neither who does he want?
I want Rangers in the next round.
Yes, so do we. We want you to get Rangers as well, mate. Please.
Get that game out the way first. I think it'd be a great game. At home, I would take Rangers at home. Last thing I wanted to go down to is a Celtic versus Rangers Cup final with Scott Brown's last game. I don't want that.
Sorry, mate, don't let it worry because Motherwell got in the final.
So if it's Celtic and Motherwell, just do what happened 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was.
No, that's what annoys me about Motherwell Cup finals, right? We always get one in Old Firm.
I know. The thing is, you've got the likes of Dundee United, St Johnstone, rattle off however many more teams that are not the Old Firm that have won a cup this millennium, and they've not had to play Celtic, barring Kilmarnock.
Who won?
Who beat Celtic, obviously.
Willie Collins denying a Stonewall penalty.
But a lot of the teams that have gone on to win a trophy have not played Celtic or Rangers in a cup final. Hearts against Gretna is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Is there no Falkirk versus Inverness?
Yes.
Even Gretna get closer than we did. They went the penalties, did they not?
Aye.
Madness.
The only game I remember Motherwell in a cup final was with Rangers, was a 5-1 game, but I probably shouldn't have mentioned that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And Mike McCurry, the referee, asked Sasa Papac for his shirt or something like that.
Really?
That Papac should blame it.
It was a Rangers player anyway that he asked for. Yeah, he asked a Rangers player for his shirt.
I remember that day.
That's a story for another day. Anyway, on that happy note, will you be eating a lot of chocolate tomorrow? Probably not.
I don't like chocolate that much. I'm more of a crisp person.
I mean, I like chocolate, but I'm not like a fiend. Like, I'll have it if I feel like it, but it's just a take it or leave it thing for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you everyone for coming on to watch today. Really enjoyed your company, and thank you very much to Stevie and Stefan for coming on and enjoying the match with me. And tomorrow we'll be live from 1:50 for the Scottish Cup 4th round draw. But on that note, we're done. Thank you very much, guys. I've been your host, Goggs89. I bet you wish you were. See you later, guys. Drive safe.
See you guys.